WPIAL Soccer Playoffs, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. The boys and girls soccer playoffs at tribhssn.triblive.com is sponsored by AstroTurf, by Carlow University, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Dollar Bank, by Chick-fil-A Robinson, by WQED, and by Trib Total Media.
Thank you very much, Don Rebel. Thank you very much, Jess Levo. Freezing to death outside. I have moved inside for Game 2 at Highmark Stadium at Station Square. WPIAL Championship weekend continues on the all-new Trib High School Sports Network. Alongside Rob McKinney and a frozen Jess Levo, we get set for boys single-A action. It's the number 1 seed, the Cardinal Moore North Catholic Trojans at 19-1 against the 7 seed Springdale Dynamos at 15-4-1. These two clubs will meet for the third time in this 2017 season. It will be this time for a WPIAL championship. Earlier here tonight, it was the Moon Tigers making it back-to-back championships as they knock off the Mars Planets by a final score of 3-2. We handed out gold medals. We handed out trophies. We'll do more of the same coming up here on the boys' side of things in single A. It is a Trojan club, Rob, that has met and beaten the Springdale Dynamos twice during this regular season. First throttling them a 7-1 victory, but then Springdale battens down the hatches in terms of defense in that second game. And the Trojans have to go to overtime to come away with a 1-0 win.
Yeah, I mean, it was not a close battle the first time these two teams met, as they won 7-1, did Cardinal World North Catholic at North Catholic, the second game of the season for Springdale. And then later on in the season, they faced the Trojan once again, and they fell 1-0. That was a much better effort, more defensive effort for Springdale. However, they're going up against Joe Kearney, who has 50 goals on the season for Cardinal World North Catholic. He's a fun player to watch, and they have players throughout this lineup who are just so talented. They only graduated one senior last year, so most of these guys have a ton of experience. They're looking for yet another championship.
Keaton Jennings will be the keeper for the Trojans at 19-1, the champions of Section 3. 136 goals for. That's averaging almost 7 goals per game on the season. They allowed 6 goals on the year. That is an average of 0.3 goals against per game. Aaron Kelly, the head coach for the Trojans. In the opening round, they knock off the 16 seed Quigley by a score of 10-0 in the quarters. They blank the 8 seed Bentworth 4-0, and in the semis, they knock off the number 4 seed Winchester Thurston by a score of 4-0. Last year, 19-4-1 for the Trojans, losing to Sewickley right here at Highmark Stadium at Station Square in the championship game by a score of 1-0. We will pause for the national anthem. And then live rendition of the national anthem, getting this crowd fired up. Young lady looks to be about 9, maybe 10 years old down there, and a fantastic job by her as we get set for the boys single A championship game. The 7th seed Springdale Dynamos 15-4-1 for head coach Cesario Sanchez in his 8th season. They scored 81 goals this year, an average of 4.05. They allowed 16, an average of 0.8. In the opening round, they get by Sarah Catholic, the 10 seed 4-0. In the quarters, they knock off the 2 seed Freedom 3-2. And in the semis, knock off the 3 seed Seton 2-1. In a shootout last year, they went 10-8, a first round loss to Freedom. And their keeper will be Mike Zolnerzisk as we get set for the boys' single A championship game here at Highmark Stadium at Station Square. And you mentioned it, a big, I think maybe a mental hurdle here for the Dynamos. They're obviously going to batten down the hatches defensively after losing that first game 7-1 and able to send the second one into overtime before falling 1-0. But the mental hurdle of, can we beat the soccer club, the number 1 seeded Cardinal World North Catholic Trojans? But much to the credit of the Dynamos, they've beaten some pretty serious competition to get back to the rematch with their section foe. Yeah.
Then that second game, they came in and, they wanted to prove something. They thought that they could be as good as this North Catholic team, and they did that for the most part. They only lost 1-0. I think that's going to give them a ton of confidence heading into this championship matchup because they know they can compete with such a dominant team.
Zolnerzisk in the goal to our right as Cardinal World in their all-white with red numerals gets set to kick it off. Dynamos in black with orange numbers. White piping down their sleeves and shorts. And Keaton Jennings in the net back into our left. And we are quickly underway here. Cardinal World on the attack. The Dynamos will work it. Trying to get it out of their own end, unable to do so as Bryce Kopchak works it down the far side. Ryan Augustine just outside the box down there, goes for a little hop, drop pass. And Madonna had a chance at it, unable to pull the trigger on the left-footed shot from the far side, and works back out to the middle of the pitch. Now controlled by Dramble. Dramble turns it over right to the waiting foot of Mike Mitchell. Mitchell, nice pass here ahead now. Working up the far side of the pitch come the Dynamos with a chance. Trying to stop, controlling is Taliani. Work it down in deep. Bodying off is Jared Demore. And he will lose it over the touchline. But this will be a corner kick coming up for the Dynamos. Going over there is Zach Liberati.
Corner kick for Springdale.
To do the honors. A set play here early on. Exactly a minute in. Coming up for the Dynamos. Trying to get on the scoreboard against the top-seeded Trojans. Liberati's corners headed away immediately by Ravetti. All the way back out near midfield. Dynamos will track it down and play it off of Augustine. It'll be a throw-in coming up for Springdale. Headed over there to do the throwing goes Nick Taliani. Looking for somewhere to go now. He'll finally throw it up and really right to a North Catholic Trojan as Danny Lynch will pound it back out to the midfield area. Played there off of CWNC, out of bounds. Throwing again from almost the exact same spot coming up for the Dynamos. Working here is Kopchak. Can't control it, has it taken away. And Springdale works back to the middle of the pitch, try to change the point of attack, but they'll turn it over. Good hustle there by Mike Dramble. But coming back in the back check for the Dynamos, Springdale will pull it right back. Here comes Liberati. And Liberati gets held right around the midfield stripe. Pleading his case is Ryan Augustine, the freshman defender, but nothing doing. That's going to be a free kick for Springdale right around the midfield stripe. As both McCutcheon and Panza go around the ball. Now it'll be Panza to take this free kick just on his side of the midfield stripe. He sends it right back to the near corner of the box, and it's booted away neatly by Mike Dramble. Checked down, out high, and then high volleyed back into the box. Coming out from between the pipes and catching it out of bounds is Keaton Jennings. Jennings will throw it across the pitch on the far side for Ravetti. Rivetti wears the gloves, works it down the far side of the pitch. Now they go into a triangle over there. Come back out to the middle. It's Braden Wills. Wills will drop it back to a defender. Owen Doherty. Doherty along the near wing. Little touch pass through. Down here is Danny Lynch. Lynch working hard. As in deep are the Trojans. Nick Milas sends it back into the box, but the Dynamos pounce on that loose ball and send it right back out to the middle of the pitch. Headed down neatly to Madonna. Madonna sends it to the far side. Giving chases Kopchak, but he's going to be marked off of that ball, and it's going to be cleared. Throw-in coming up for the Trojans. Good hustle defensively there from Nick Taliani.
Well, interesting here from North Catholic.
Now a bicycle kick right in the top of the box from Ryan Augustine.
Well, what I was going to say, apologize, is there was action here on the right side, but North Catholic, their only loss so far this season was to Pine Richland, a team that's in 4A. They lost that one just 1-0.
This ball volleys back and forth around the midfield area. Danny Lynch pounds it ahead into the Springdale zone, but the Dynamos quickly get control of it as Mike Mitchell will track that down. Now back out on the CWNC side. The Trojans will probe. Owen Doherty into the Dynamo zone. Works it ahead here for Kopchak. Kopchak into the box and cleared away by the Dynamos. And a lot of times I talk about 4 across. They're getting 6 across back there defensively. And that's something that Cesario said to me early today. We've got to be there defensively, and it's also something that Aaron Kelly mentioned. They will try to park a bus in front of their goal in terms of defense and numbers, and the Dynamos have shown that here early on against the top-seeded Cardinal World North Catholic Trojans.
Well, that's what they had to do in that second game against the Trojans. They had to play that sound defense, and that was their strategy going forward, is just try to shut down their best players.
Zolnerzisk will send this out toward the midfield stripe. It'll be sent over the far touchline off a Trojan. It'll be a throw-in coming up for the Dynamos.
And, you know, obviously they want to shut down their top players, but the thing is that they didn't focus that heavily on offense. Their main focus was defense, that shutdown defense.
Now a little space out high for the Trojans. Directing traffic from his own end is Doherty. Goes down the wing and work it to the top of the box. Handled there by Ryan Augustine. Augustine to the far wing. Now they pull it back out, trying to change the point of attack here. Braden Wills out high. Wills will go to his left. Gets near the top of the box, trying a little touch pass through there, and it's cleared away by the Dynamos and sent all the way back out to midfield. Handled there by D-Moore, but he has his pocket picked immediately by a defender for the Trojans. And again, it's Doherty working along the near side. Now he finds Mike Dramble. Dramble into the corner. Pass intended, but a little too strong for Nick Milas. And a throw-in coming up for the Dynamos. Doherty will knock this down and control it for North Catholic. They'll send it toward the top of the box, but there's that Dynamo defense again. Cleared it back out to midfield, trying to generate a chance going back the other way is Taliani. Off his own melon, but he can't control it. Quickly on the counterattack, here comes Cardinal World North Catholic to the box. Through ball, intended for Kearney, but cleared away by the Dynamo's defense before it can get to their star goal scorer. And this ball is going to be headed outside and over the near touchline. Just below the Dynamo bench. Dynamos will throw it in front of their own bench. Now the headman pass there. And a collision between Danny Lynch of CWNC and D-Moore of the Dynamos. We will play on. Loose ball here. Again, trying to work it toward Kearney on the near side of the box. And we're going to get a corner kick, our first of the night for Cardinal World North Catholic. Headed over to do the honors is Nick Milas. And keep an eye on Kearney as they set up this set piece here. Right foot to the far post and a punch save made out of there. Good job by Zolnerzisk. Not waiting for that to come down to anybody. He punches it all the way out and high on the far wing. Now D-Moore battles for it. And the Dynamos will control in the midfield area. Nice little touch pass here. Taliani with a chance. Coming down the near wing. Nice through ball. He's got Mike Mitchell. Mitchell stops on a dime. Mitchell right foots this ball into the box for the Dynamos on the attack. Off the head of D-Moore and then right to the waiting gut of Keaton Jennings. He makes his first save of the night. But a good header and a good opportunity for the Dynamos on the counter attack. We remain scoreless 9.5 minutes in.
That was the right idea, but at the same time, you got to make sure that you get maybe a little bit better of a chance. And that was directly at the goalkeeper, but I wasn't expecting the Dynamos to have that great of a chance against such a good defensive team that North Catholic has.
8.5 minutes in, I meant. There's math involved, and, I can't be counted on for math. Doherty's throw-in is controlled there neatly by McClafferty for the Dynamos on the steal, but they turn it over. CWNC will drop it back here to Lynch. Lynch will try to change the point of attack to the far side of the pitch. On the run goes Tony Rivetti. Rivetti's got space. He tries to send it further outside, but the no-look fooled his own teammate, Kopchak, who was over there on that far wing, and he never went to that pass. And beyond him, the Dynamos get a throw-in. And another. Right at the midfield stripe. Now we're 9.5 minutes in. Championship soccer here on the all-new Trib Live High School Sports Network. Really the beginning of a huge weekend of championships. All 4 volleyball championships coming up tomorrow from Baldwin High School. They start at high noon. The Bishop Canevin Crusaders take on the Olds Chargers. And all day and all night soccer here at Highmark Stadium at Station Square. There's a whole lot of gold medals and trophies to be handed out. Top of the box, the shot will be taken and go well over everything off the right foot of Liberati. He wanted that to be called a deflection. That call will not go his way, so it'll be a goal kick coming up for Jennings. Jennings sets. And the run up and the right foot. Sends it out to the midfield stripe. It'll take a bounce there. Be controlled by Augustine. But he has his pocket picked immediately by hustling Nick Taliani. Boy, Taliani early on here. Whole lot of energy. See if he can sustain that through this whole contest. Kearney works in deep. And send it back out high, but that went over the goal line and a goal kick coming up. He's trying to control that as he worked against that Dynamo defense, but he just couldn't keep it on the right side of the goal line. So a goal kick coming up for Zolnerzisk. Send that out over the midfield stripe. D-Moore can't control it, though. He has his pocket picked by Braden Wills. Wills got some speed now. Down what would be that far hash, but he'll have it poked away, but it comes right back on to the waiting foot of Rivetti. Rivetti's got space. He'll try to change the point of attack to the near wing. Played off the melon of a Dynamo. Ball comes loose and it spins over towards the benches, but quickly over there to keep it inbounds is Owen Doherty for Cardinal Worrell. He'll send it back along the near wing and get it right back. Shoulders that ball ahead. Nice trap down by Milas. Heel kick now back to Milas near the top of the box, and it's cleared away by the Dynamos. And that time it looked like Milas might have had a chance, but again, there's 5 and 6 defenders in the box for the Dynamos here early on in a scoreless championship tilt. Throw in coming up for Springdale. At the far touchline. Rivetti plays it out of his own end for Cardinal Worrell North Catholic. Working ahead for Milas. Milas will change the point of attack, coming back to Doherty on the near on his own end. He'll go extremely wide here for Dramble. Dramble, right foot down the wing. Kearney traps that ball, brings it. He's got space. Now he goes to work on Kearney. Deep crossing in front. Ball's loose once, twice. Pulling the trigger and a shot from point blank range and lifting it over everything is Ryan Augustine.
He was right in front of the net, and there wasn't anybody near him. And then all of a sudden, the defense came at once, and I believe he felt the pressure, just tried to chip it in and went way over the net.
I think it partially got deflected.
It
Indeed, it will, because it's going to result in a corner. Milas over there too.
But he was by himself for the majority.
Yeah, he just kept trying to settle it down. This ball comes loose out high for Kearney. Pulls the trigger on a shot. That's blocked in front, and again blocked away by now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 guys in the box for the Dynamos defensively. Throw in coming up for Cardinal World North Catholic on the far side. Luke Madonna will go over there and do that. He'll throw it right into the box, and the Dynamos pounce on that ball, send it way out high. Doherty, though, tracks it down for the Trojans. Works it back on the far side, right back into the box. High in the air off the head of a Dynamo, and almost an own goal, were it not for a good save by Zolnerzik to keep it scoreless. He had to jump up and save that goal. It was off of one of his teammates' heads in the box and pounds this punt way back into the CWNC zone. Now at midfield, the Dynamos get control. Losing his footing out there is Liberati. D-Moore can't control that ball as he was near the top of the box, and the Trojans will clear it up the near wing and over the near touchline. A throw in here for Brogan McCutcheon. McCutcheon throws it right to Doherty, but Doherty turns it over. Mike Mitchell. Cross pitch pass. High into the air at the midfield stripe. It's going to be headed down by Taliani. D-Moore can't control. Now Rivetti will get it out of his own end. Working up the far touchline. Cardinal World North Catholic tries to regroup. Kopchak. Comes right back to Milas. Milas with the left foot out high. Pulls the trigger on a shot, and a good save there by Zolnerzik.
And you see everybody collapsing in front of the box for the Dynamos. They're really trying to trap that middle part as you're getting closer to the net, and they're doing a great job of that. However, they're not seeing much offense at all.
I think they're just kind of hoping that at some point they'll generate a break, odd man break. That was very close to a handball on Liberati. No whistle. They'll play on. He controls and drops it back here for Mike Mitchell. Mitchell now, nice little headman pass, a through ball. They work it to the top of the box, and it's cleared away neatly by Owen Doherty. Dynamos get it right back. Go into a little triangle game here. And that's taken away by Milas. Milas, headman pass down the near wing. Hustling after it is Augustine. Augustine marked off that ball by a good hustling defender for the Dynamos. And he slide tackles that ball out of bounds. Throw in for the Trojans. Augustine will get it back on the near wing. Now he'll just lift one. Chipped it into the box. Off the head of a Dynamo. It comes loose again out high. Braden Wills trying to pull the trigger on a left-handed shot and sends it over everything. It's a goal kick coming up for the Dynamos. 23:40 on a rolling first half clock from Highmark Stadium at Station Square. WPIAL Championship Soccer on the all-new Trib Live High School Sports Network. Rob McKinney to my right, and standing to my left, but outside on the frozen deck, is the queen of the MSA, the Trib Live High School Sports Network, Jess Levo. She is bundled up appropriately because it got chilly. I stayed out there for the entire girls' game, but then I got soft. I couldn't take it anymore. I said, Jess, I got to go inside. She just kind of chuckled. She said, go ahead, softy. Cardinal World, Milas, great hustle to get that back to his teammate Doherty. Now he'll take it back at the midfield stripe, working along the near wing. Handled there by Dramble. Dramble's headman pass ahead for Augustine. Augustine going to have that go out off of him on a violent spinning kick by Taliani. And the throw in for the Dynamos, but right to Doherty. Chests it down and sends it ahead to Milas. Milas. Well, he's big and he is quick. Great footwork there. A little pass to Braden Wills. Wills back to the near side of the box off the head of Dramble and played on one hop by Zolnerzik. Almost halfway through this opening half. Zolnerzik will send it into the CWNC zone. Demore and Doherty collide. No whistle. Kearney tried to chest that down to himself. I think he got. They say that he got a hand on that ball. Free kick coming up from the Dynamos out of their own end. Logan Panza. He of the man bun. Very helpful. I wish everybody would do something like wear orange shoes or wear a man bun. That way I don't have to see your number to know who you are. Like Liberati's got the orange shoes on. Much appreciated. I don't ever need to see his number. I know that's Liberati. He's the only guy out there with orange shoes. And the neon green shoes are very helpful for Mike Dramble of Cardinal Laurel North Catholic. Here's Kopchak on the attack. Dropped that pass, but nobody home, and the Dynamos will clear it out of the box all the way back out toward midfield. Knocked down there and controlled by Madonna. Milas. Centering pass there, cleared away by the Dynamos. They'll come on the counterattack. Now Demore with some speed. Coming back to his left is Mike Mitchell. Mitchell has Demore at the top of the box, but he's just being marked off. Great defense there by Anthony Rivetti. But Mitchell, good job to generate the throw-in for the Dynamos. Trying to drop it down there. There's Doherty to pounce on that throw-in. Take it back the other way. Headman pass for Augustine. Augustine's got Kearney out in front. Kearney with the right foot. What a save by Zolnerzik to turn it away. The sliding tackle save by Zolnerzik keeps this scoreless. Kearney was in. And a big save made. Now turning shot from out high at the top of the box from Kopchak will go over everything, and a goal kick coming up for the Dynamos.
Well, Kearney is usually pretty automatic from right in front of the net. As we mentioned, 51 goals on the season, looking for 52. And he didn't get enough on it, didn't put it too far to the left. It was more towards the goalkeeper, was just able to get that right foot on it to keep it out of the net.
This goal kick sent wide to the far touchline. Throwing coming up over there for Rivetti. He'll get it right back. Rivetti left foots this ball up the far wing. Kearney will stop it and send it back into the box. Now Milas trails on the play, but he has his pocket picked, and the Dynamos will send it back out to midfield. Quickly pounce on this ball is Madonna. Right back to Milas. Milas goes to the far side. Kopchak back into the box, but nobody there but Logan Panza for the Dynamos. He pounds it back out to midfield. Doherty will track it down for the Trojans. Back along the near side, Dramble. Dramble down this near wing. Good hustle by Ryan Augustine. Did he keep that in? No, he's just going to get a throw in. He'll go out high for Doherty. Doherty on the near wing. Fires it into the near side of the box, and it's kneed away by the defense for the Dynamos. Right back to Doherty, out high on the near wing. Right back to Dramble. Dramble, touch pass there. He was trying to work that into Braden Wills. Instead, it goes to the top of the box. Here's Milas trying to go around. Good hustling defense from Demore, helping in his own end. And the Dynamos will get it again back out to midfield. Demore just flying all over, and finally the whistle comes on the senior forward. And a free kick for CWNC. But he was throwing his body at every Trojan he could find. Free quick kick taken quickly and sent in to the box, and it bounces near the near post, but it wouldn't matter anyways. Offside's the call against the Trojans. 22 minutes in to this opening half of the boys single A championship. This ball go punted or free kicked out toward the midfield stripe. Cracked down there by the Dynamos. Mitchell now goes to work. Right foot looks to that far wing, but he pulled that a little bit and goes right to Rivetti. Rivetti ahead to Milas. Not a Kopchak. And then he will drop it back for Rivetti. Rivetti will bring it up and chip it down the far wing. Hustling back there is Mario Liberati for Springdale, and he will get the throw in as he shields off the Trojans. And he'll throw it out to Mitchell. A little reverse back heel kick by Mitchell. It was pretty, but it went right to Luke Madonna of Cardinal Laurel North Catholic. Now Kopchak and Madonna. Now they'll get back into shape. Find Milas. Milas, top of the box, around one defender, but can't get past the second. Cleared away neatly by Mario Liberati. And they throw in as the Trojans work it to Braden Wills. Wills to Kopchak. He holds, he surveys. Now goes back out high for Milas. Milas left foot. Go all the way back out to the midfield stripe for Doherty. And he goes right back to Madonna at that far hash. He'll send it into the box, cleared away high. And this is going to go over the goal line and generate a corner for the Cardinal World North Catholic Trojans.
Well, all the momentum going with the Trojans. They've had chance after chance. You got to feel like they're due for one here. They've had a lot of very, very key opportunities to put one in the back of the net.
This one headed into the middle of the box, headed to the post, off the post, still loose in front. And the high kick taken by Madonna will send it wide and up into the bleachers. And a goal kick coming up for the Dynamos. Checking in for Springdale or Sammy Rezertarski will check in. There are some tough names on this Dynamo Soccer Club. I thought it was only Dynamo football that was tough, but you got your Zolnersic in goal. You got your Kaltagaroni, your Sisbansky, your Rezertarski, your Jaronsky, your Brandflower. There's a bunch of them on here. This ball over the far touchline, throw-in coming up for the Trojans. They'll go right to work very quickly. This ball going to be sent down into the box, loose in front. Initial save made, but a whistle as the goalkeeper goes down. Chance was there for Braden Wills. A big collision there between Augustine and the keeper. And a free kick for the Springdale Dynamos. Still scoreless as we get to the 15-minute mark to play in half number one. I think Zolderzik is a little shaken up.
Yeah, he ran into pretty hard.
Serious collision, yeah. Left foot this ball right to the middle of the pitch off the melon of his teammate, Taliani. And the Trojans get it right back. Boy, they have just had complete control of this game in terms of what side of the field are we on. We've been down and to our right the entire first half. And this ball will go over the goal line off the right foot of Braden Wills. Oh, no. They will say that it was touched last by the Dynamos. And it'll be a corner kick coming up for Braden Wills. So a set piece coming up here for the Trojans. Wills with the right foot. That's going to the middle of the box, knocked down and headed toward the goal off the right foot of Bryce Kopchak, but cleared away by the Dynamos to the far touchline down toward the river. Throw in there for Luke Madonna. Madonna off the head of a Dynamo. Kopchak will go right back to Madonna. Madonna working down that near wing, keeps it in, but then the slide tackle from the Dynamo sends it back out toward midfield. This ball right back into the box, and Springdale will play it back along the near wing. Hustling play there to keep that in and send it up the near wing. And coming way out is Keaton Jennings. He says, I got this, and indeed he does. He sends it right back all the way the length of the field into the Dynamo box. The Dynamo send it back out toward midfield, and the Trojans will try to regroup. Madonna back along the near side. Braden Wills plays it ahead for Dramble. Dramble down the near wing, but that pass too strong for Milas. And a goal kick coming up here for Springdale as we get inside 13 minutes to play and a half. Still scoreless from Highmark Stadium at Station Square. Trojans will play this ball ahead. High bouncing ball into the box, headed away by the Dynamos. And then Mitchell will get ahead on it as well for Springdale. And they'll work it back again toward midfield. Tracking it down, though, is Kopchak for CWNC. Plays it back to his keeper. Now they get it to Doherty on the near wing. Doherty rolls one ahead. Right onto the waiting foot of Braden Wills. Wills works it ahead for Dramble. Now near the top of the box, opportunity here from Milas, but he can't pull the trigger. Good defense to pounce on that loose ball by Liberati. He sends it back to the far side. Milas tracks down this ball for CWNC. Back out top, Kopchak. He'll send this toward the goal, and the save will be made by Zolnerzik. Trying to put that one into the top right-hand corner. It'll remain scoreless.
Well, Keaton Jennings might be getting a little bit bored.
He keeps having a sandwich
on his side.
He's got a juice box and a banana back there.
Had no offensive chances at all from the Dynamos. They've only had one okay opportunity.
This ball lifted down toward that Trojan box. That will at least cause Jennings to look up from his snack. And all the Trojans will gather it in their own end. Work it up this near side. Out of bounds. Throw in for Springdale. Mitchell chests it down to himself. Now comes back to the near. McCutcheon trying to lift it over. And it's handled there by Doherty for CWNC on the steal. Head to Milas. Milas to Madonna. Madonna far side Kopchak, but unable to get there was Kopchak. Good hustle defensively for Rezatarski, fresh into the contest for the Dynamos. Throw-in come up for Springdale in the CWNC zone. D-Moore will check back in.
Back in for Springdale, number 10.
Sammy Rezatarski will check out. Just about 30 minutes gone in this opening half. We are still scoreless in the boys single A championship game. Chipped here by McCutcheon ahead. D-Moore plays it off the head. And a nice left foot ball by McClafferty, but nobody there for Springdale. An easy save for Jennings. He just comes out and picks it up on a second hop and now punts it away. High into the night sky. Is our full moon completely gone already?
Yeah, it's way up in the air.
Oh, is it up high?
Yep.
Or is it suddenly cloudy? Oh, I see it. Wow, it went way up there. Big blast pulled from about 24 yards out. That'll go high over everything. And another goal kick coming up for the Dynamos. That was Bryce Kopchak who pulled the trigger on that right-footed shot. Trojan fans are into it. I'll give them that. They want the corner kick every time the ball goes over the goal line. D-Moore trying to get something going here for Springdale from an offensive standpoint. He's just going to be bodied over the near touchline by Danny Lynch. Throw in coming up for the Dynamos. There to do the honors, McClafferty. D-Moore down the near wing, battles with Doherty. The ball's going to come down and be handled there by Liberati. Liberati right foots this ball into the box, but nobody home. Trying to pounce on that loose ball, but unable to get there was Mike Mitchell. The Trojans will take it away. Kopchak now with speed and space down the far wing, being chased by Panza. Panza will get in front of him, and a nice job there to slow things down. They get back in shape defensively. Do the Dynamos. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Out top in the midfield area, Braden Wills drops it for Doherty. Doherty ahead for Milas. Milas, little right-footed rolling pass into the box, and he'll get it right back at the top of the box. Kearney sitting down there like a canary in the catbird seat. They can't get him the ball right now. Working in that box with what appear to be about 13 or 14 Springdale Dynamos. That doesn't even seem legal, does it? They do have the defensive bus parked.
Yeah, they literally do.
CWNC pulled the trigger on a blast from the far. It was Milas to try to force it into the box. Cleared away by the Dynamos and all the way back out off of Rivetti. It'll be a throw in for Springdale up in the midfield area.
Well, Springdale hasn't won a boys soccer championship since 1973. You know, this is kind of a newer experience, not so much for this group because they've been to a championship in the past, but I mean, this is something they want desperately, and they're going to do anything they can to slow down this North Catholic offense.
Liberati headman pass there intended for D-Moore, taken away, but the Dynamos get it back in the North Catholic zone. They pull the trigger and a shot. Tough save No, it goes over. The Dynamos thought they had one. That was a tough spot for Jennings, and he says, calm down. That went over the crossbar, but really the optical illusion, and the Dynamos thought they had gotten the long-distance goal. But that was a great job by Jennings. He had that measured the whole way in terms of, first he kind of turned around and looked to see where that crossbar was, and he went right back to it, and then watched that ball go just over the crossbar and shake the back of that net and get the Dynamo fans all fired up, but it remained scoreless with 6:40 to play in the opening half. Rivetti will get this ball down the near wing into the box for CWNC, but over everything and everybody and over the goal line. A goal kick coming up for the Dynamos. Left-footed away by Zolnerzik all the way out to the midfield stripe. Controlled there by Doherty for CWNC. He surveys. Works it ahead to Augustine. Nice touch pass here. A little bit of space now. Working his Braden Wills. Wills, nice right back to Augustine, but cleared away. For the moment, comes right to Milas. Milas works to his right. Drops it there. And this ball is going to be chipped toward the goal, but over everything off the right foot of Mike Dramble.
And just, North Catholic is just trying so hard. They're coming up with some, decent chances, some better than others, and they just can't seem to, really get that golden opportunity that they're looking for. They've had one or two, but other than that, this Dynamos defense, it's either A, getting lucky, or B, making a fantastic play to save it.
I think they're just winning a numbers game right now in terms of defense. And you wonder how long that'll last. Here comes Springdale out of their own end. Good left foot there by McCutcheon to get it back up to midfield. It'll be knocked down there and controlled by Danny Lynch. Lynch works it ahead, trying to get it to Augustine, but it'll be controlled by McCutcheon again, but can't keep that in. It'll be a throw in for the Trojans. Working quickly. He'll get it into the box down toward Kearney. He was trying to make some space for himself. And holding off one of the Dynamo's defenders, trying to kind of keep him on that left hip, and that's going to result in a free kick for the Dynamos. Whistle against Kearney. And the Dynamo fans say, you can't do that. Well, the truth is he has done it for much of this season for the Cardinal Royal North Catholic Trojans. This ball will be knocked down. Milas will control. He's so big, he just bodied D-Moore right off of that ball. Here's Milas again, but he loses control there, and it's cleared away neatly by McClafferty. Right back to midfield. Knocked down there. Controlling for the Dynamos is Liberati. Tries to go to the far side. Looking for his teammate Taliani. Liberati gets it back, but can't keep it in. Far touchline throw, and coming up for the Trojans. As we get down near 3.5 minutes to play in this opening half, and another whistle. An illegal throw-in as that foot left the ground for the Trojans on the far touchline. And so a throw-in coming up the other way for the Dynamos. .312 on a rolling first half clock. Mitchell across the pitch here. Finds his teammate Alexander Barch on the move. Barch, little through ball down this near wing, but nobody there offensively. Springdale, you can tell, is just, they're not even of a mind to be attacking offensively. Going after through balls. Here comes Kearney now in traffic. Collides with a pair of Dynamos. And here comes the opportunity of the first half, and it's generated by the speed and power of Kearney. From about 21 yards out, just to the left side of the top of the box, as the Dynamos form the wall. So a set piece coming up here for Kearney. And he will go right into the Dynamo wall. And it's cleared away by Springdale back out to midfield. Controlled there by Kopchak for CWNC. 2 minutes to play in the opening half. To the top of the box. Panza will try to clear it out for the Dynamos. Sends it high in the air. Out the far wing. Kopchak can't control it. And the Dynamos will keep it in, but right back to Kopchak, who changes the point of attack. Come to the near wing. Doherty jumping in on the play. Near side. Work it for Dramble. Dramble right foots this ball right to the top of the box. Headed away by Panza and then cleared away by the Dynamos all the way back out to midfield. Off the head of Danny Lynch. Maybe an opportunity here for Demore, but he doesn't get the bounce he needed to get around Rivetti. And the ball will come back out to the midfield stripe. Controlled there by Mitchell. Mitchell in his own end surveys, now goes up the far wing. As Demore back there 1 against 3. Doherty now will head it to himself and control and work it back out to midfield for Milas. Milas, nice little touch pass for Augustine down the near wing. Stops on a dime. Left foot, right foot. Gets in deep, crossing pass, and it's cleared away by the Dynamos. Good job defensively by Matt Taliani to not give up on that. And the Dynamos get it back out to midfield, controlled by Doherty for CWNC. Sends it right back into the box with 1 minute to play in the half. Knocked down by Madonna. Madonna from high. A shot that's going to go wide of the far post, and a goal kick coming up as we get inside 50 seconds to play this opening half. And the Dynamos will get set to kick it back out toward midfield. Left-footed there by Zolnerzik. And the Dynamos will send it deep. Rivetti controls ahead to Madonna for CWNC. 25 seconds remain in the half. Chance here from Milas. He's got some space. Works toward the other end. He's got Kearney. Kearney will give it right back to him. Now he crosses over to Kopchak, pulls the trigger on a right-footed shot to the near post, and it'll go wide. Dramble giving chase, but that's going to probably be the final play of the opening half as the seconds tick down, and we go to halftime. Scoreless in the WPIAL Boys Single A Soccer Championship. Only here on the all-new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
AstroTurf, a pioneer in sports surfacing, proudly supports high school athletics. Visit one of their 280 fields in the tri-state area to see their cutting-edge technology. AstroTurf's focus on R&D enables them to provide innovative surfaces that protect athletes and stand the test of time. AstroTurf now propels performance with iconic turf fields and legendary record tan tracks. They manufacture, build, and maintain a full range of turf and track systems for total quality control. Learn more at astroturf.com. Make Chick-fil-A Robinson your destination for a fast and tasty breakfast. Chick-fil-A Robinson offers a variety of breakfast sandwiches, including sausage, bacon, or, of course, chicken. Breakfast is served hot and fresh daily, featuring our handmade biscuits. Need to feed a crowd or a tailgate on Sunday? Chick-fil-A Robinson Catering has got you covered with hot or reheatable chicken trays. Visit our catering website at www.cfarobinsoncaters.com to book your business or social event today. Chick-fil-A Robinson Catering. We deliver.
Check out the new Trib Live High School Sports Network on social media this season for breaking news, scores, pictures, videos, links to our articles, and more. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle Trib Live HSSN. Get in the conversation on Facebook at facebook.com/Trib Live HSSN. And on our YouTube channel, you can find thousands of interviews with local student athletes and coaches, plus highlights and full games. The spot for Western Pennsylvania high school sports on social media this season is the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Log on every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for the latest high school football news during This Week in the WPIAL, only here on the new Trib Live High School Sports Network. Join Don Rebel and other members of the Trib Live High School Sports Network team as it visits with WPIAL football coaches, plus they run down the upcoming schedule and preview the weekend's top high school football games. That's This Week in the WPIAL, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. this fall, only on the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The dulcet tones of Lanny Fruteri bring us back to Highmark Stadium at Station Square with the score 0-0 between the Cardinal World North Catholic Trojans and the Springdale Dynamos. Earlier tonight, it was the Moon Tigers on the girls' side of things in AAA, winning their second straight WPIAL championship. In 3A soccer, Delaney Snyder, the star of the Moon Tigers, got the opening goal of the game, and then she will be on the center stage on the all-new Trib Live High School Sports Network, coming up whenever Rob can get it up onto YouTube and the Trib Live High School Sports page. We have other things going on tonight. The Highway to Hines, the Road to Robert Morris beginning tonight, all around the WPIAL. So we'll quickly take a look at the scoreboard on that side of things. California leads Bishop Canevin in football 21-0. Union and Fort Cherry tied at 14 apiece. The Springdale football team at work tonight against the Our Lady of Sacred Heart Chargers. That football game is tied at 6 apiece. Clareton leads Summit Academy by a score of 7-0. Elsewhere, Jeanette leads Monessen 14-0. Rochester leads West Green 8-0. Up in AA, Neshannock leads Burgettstown 14-0. Avonworth over Charleroi 14-0. Washington leads Freedom by a score of 7-0. Mohawk and East Allegheny, Mohawk leads there 8-7. The Fighting Ashley Dohertys. Cardinal World North Catholic, the boys football team has a game tonight as well. They lead Brentwood by a score of 7-0. Beth Center leads Sarah Catholic 8-0. We'll jump up to 3A. Beaver leads Elizabeth Forward 14-0. Quaker Valley leads Derry 15-7. Seton LaSalle leads Freeport 14-2. South Fayette 14, West Mifflin 0. This is now 4A. Newcastle leads Montour 14-7. Bell Vernon 14, Mars 0. Thomas Jefferson 7, Trinity 0. Up in 5A, Fox Chapel and Penn Trafford tied at 7. Upper St. Clair leads Franklin Regional 6-0. Gateway leads Woodland Hills 13-0. McKeesport leads West Allegheny 14-7 in 5A. In 6A, Pine Richland 14, Norwin 0. North Allegheny 14, Mount Lebanon 0. And Bethel Park 14, Penn Hills 12. Here it's football, the European style, and it's 0-0. The Cardinal World North Catholic Trojans and the Springdale Dynamos alongside Rob McKinney. Your assessment of a first half that was dominated by the top seed, but nothing to show for it in terms of goals, Rob.
Yeah, no, it was a dominant effort in terms of possession and chances. And there was 2 or 3 chances where I thought that North Catholic was going to score because they either had a wide open net or there was a man right in front and had no one around him. And then, you know, the Springdale defense got lucky at times. Their netminder got lucky, and he's also made some very spectacular plays. And for Springdale, their outlook into this game, their game plan, their strategy, so to speak, was to pretty much, as you mentioned, park a bus, to make as much congestion as they can in front of their netminder so that they can prevent North Catholic from having the golden opportunities that we have seen that they had in the first half. However, they couldn't capitalize on those opportunities. So the Dynamos at this point, they're counting their lucky stripes. They are sitting back and saying, we got lucky there in the first half. We have to revamp. We have to have more offense. However, that might not be their game. They might want to keep it exactly the same. And there was only twice in that first half and offensive opportunities for Springdale. However, North Catholic was able to stop those chances and prevent any more, and Keaton Jennings was solid in that.
And really, both of those chances, they weren't like opportunities generated in the zone.
Exactly.
They were balls like, almost like we got some numbers, we got a little space, we'll make one run, we could possibly get a shot. There's never been anything kind of organized, if you will, from an offensive standpoint for Springdale in this game at all. We are scoreless at the half. We'll take another break and come back. Second half action from Highmark Stadium at Station Square. It's the WPIAL Championship Soccer Game in Boys Single A, only here on the all-new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Who showed you how to get to Sesame Street and took you to visit Mr. Rogers' neighborhood? WQED. And now, WQED and PBS Learning Media can help you travel through space, get an up-close look into Vietnam, and be in the front row of a Broadway show. In collaboration with local school districts, community organizations, and local libraries, WQED continues to create experiences that remake learning for students, teachers, and lifelong learners. For more info, visit WQED.org and begin your adventure.
AstroTurf, a pioneer in sports surfacing, proudly supports high school athletics. Visit one of their 280 fields in the tri-state area to see their cutting-edge technology. AstroTurf's focus on R&D enables them to provide innovative surfaces that protect athletes and stand the test of time. AstroTurf now propels performance with iconic turf fields and legendary Recor-Tan tracks. They manufacture, build, and maintain a full range of turf and track systems for total quality control. Learn more at astroturf.com.
Get everything you want in a checking account plus $200 from Dollar Bank. That's right. You get $200 with an everything checking account from Dollar Bank. Everything checking includes interest, 55,000 free ATMs, and no monthly service fee when you do the things you already do every day. You also get real-time alerts and an app with mobile deposit, all free. Add everything savings to earn 1.00% APY up to $20,000. And now, Everything Checking has it all, including a $200 offer that ends September 30th. So don't miss your chance to get $200. Stop in, visit dollar.bank/200, or call 1-800-242-BANK today. Dollar Bank, mutually inspired. $200 offer for new customers only. Certain requirements apply in the first year. Call for details. 0.15% annual percentage yield. Savings rate and fee waiver requires 6 qualifying payments. 0.25% savings APY over $20,000. Subject to change without notice. Dollar Bank. Member FDIC.
Back at Highmark Stadium at Station Square, we get set to start second half action in the boys WPIAL 1A championship matchup between the Cardinal World North Catholic Trojans, the top seed, and the Springdale Dynamos, the 7th seed. Meeting number 3 in the 2017 campaign between these two clubs. Cardinal World 2-0 in those previous two meetings by a aggregate score. Took me a while to find that word aggregate. It's cold, Rob.
It is.
8-1. 7-1 the first time, and then 1-0 in overtime. Here we are absolutely scoreless, just up off of the Monongahela River at Highmark Stadium at Station Square on the all-new Trib Live High School Sports Network, and we're set to kick things off here in half number 2 as we switch sides, and now that'll be good for me because I can crane to the left now and get my neck and back stretched out this way, as the Dynamos will work from left to right, the Trojans will work from right to left.
And we'll see if it's the same strategy for Springdale. You got to assume it is because it worked in the first half in terms of their game plan, keeping Cardinal World North Catholic, off the scoreboard. They don't want them to score it all. If they do, maybe one. They're doing that same tactic that they had in the second meeting during the regular season against the Trojans, where they lost 1-0, but all they did was focus on defense, and if offense would present itself, they would take it. To me, they're kind of like the Floyd Mayweather. They're going to sit back. They're going to let their opponent attack them, and then whenever they see fit, they'll go for the jugular and see if they can have some kind of offense.
So the kickoff for the Dynamos to get things started here in half number 2. We're underway. They will lift it high in the air to the near wing. Kopchak will lose sight of it off his own head. It'll be controlled by the Dynamos. Back to Mitchell in the midfield area. Kopchak, that was being marked by Braden Wills. And the Dynamos will work it ahead here. Now Mitchell, top of the box, pulls the trigger on a shot that's just over the near corner and actually led Keaton Jennings to run into the goal post and looked like he might have injured himself a little bit. He's still looking at that right hand as he went from his right to left and trying to lift up that left hand. I don't know whether he got it hung up in the netting or just banged it against the pole. It looked like his shoulder hit the near post pretty hard. But quickly, North Catholic back the other way. Milas gets in deep, but he's marked off the ball neatly by Taliani. He sends it right back out to the midfield stripe, but right there's Madonna. Madonna along the near side for Braden Wills. Wills changes direction, but Kopchak can't handle the pass. Right back out to Madonna. Now to Wills. Wills, nice move. Now another. Gets himself some space, and he gets to Kopchak. Kopchak, though, marked away by Panza. And Wills will send it back into the box. Panza very physical there. And the Trojan fans didn't like that. Here's Kopchak, though, in traffic. And we will get a whistle. And they're going to say, they wanted a handball in there. But instead it's going to be a free kick as the Dynamos will get back into that wall. Now remember, Kearney last time he took this free kick at that wall, he just blasted it right into the middle of the wall. So if you're a Dynamo, you got to not be gunshot. Now they'll mark themselves a little bit, both Milas and Kearney there. See if somebody dummies up on this ball or if they will instead pass this ball. And Milas puts his foot on top of the ball, backs up, waits for the whistle. It comes. He drops it out high. Madonna trying to chip one over everybody, and he chips it over everything. And it'll be a goal kick coming up for the Dynamos. That was not the set piece I think that they had in mind, or at least not the way they hoped it would work, Rob McKinney.
And for North Catholic, that seems to be the story of the game. I mean, they have these opportunities, and it doesn't work out to how they were expecting them to, and they're blowing a lot of these chances.
Madonna will chip this ball right back toward the box, headed away by the Dynamos, and then right-footed away by Taliani. Nick Taliani sends it into the CWNC zone, but there's the Trojans right back on it. They get it ahead to Milas. Milas come back on the near side for Kopchak. Now he heel kicks it, but he miscommunication there. It's going to generate an opportunity the other way. A little speed for Taliani. Taliani's going to be marked as he gets near the box, and it'll be cleared away by the Trojans. Danny Lynch, and a throw-in coming up for Springdale deep in the CWNC zone. Work it back out high for Mitchell. Mitchell drags it with the right foot, now chips it ahead for Taliani. He'll try to cross this, and it's into the box, and a diving out to snatch it away comes Keaton Jennings. But again, the Dynamos, even with that opportunity, I mean, they were in deep, but there was nobody within 15 feet of that ball as the crossing pass came. Now here's Kopchak. Can't control that. Springdale in their own end. We'll knock it down. Working ahead there, Alexander Barch. Comes right back into the box, and then left foot by Matt Taliani. He kind of shanked on that one, but he gets it back and works it back the other way to his brother Nicholas. Back out to the midfield stripe. This time Taliani unloads on one. All the way back out at midfield, knocked down by Rivetti. Rivetti surveys. He'll just stroll into the Dynamo zone. Cross court or cross pitch down to Bramble. Bramble can't control. Or Dramble, I'm sorry. And it's sent back out high. Madonna cannot control. DeMore had it, lost it, but it comes right back to Liberati. Liberati ahead for DeMore, trying to make his way around the defender, but a nice job to clear that away immediately by Danny Lynch. And now a collision back here between Kearney and Mitchell. And Mitchell likes that call. It'll be a free kick for the Springdale Dynamos.
Yeah, when he was knocked down, he got up, and once he realized the call was in his favor, he started clapping.
So Panza will tee it up. and put the man bun power into it with the right foot. Panza sends it down into the box. It's going to be headed there by Taliani, but it'll go wide of the near post. And a goal kick coming up for Cardinal World North Catholic. Jennings sends it out to the midfield stripe. Headed down there by the Dynamos, Liberati. Lynch, he landed awkwardly there. I was worried about his legs for a minute, but he looks none the worse for wear. The ball comes loose ahead to Augustine. Now to Milas. Milas, little through man pass here for Kopchak deep down the near wing. Maybe a crossing opportunity here. Keeps it in. Works it back. Left foots. Right across the box. And the header is in. The goal for the Cardinal World North Catholic Trojans. That was Mike Dramble, who came flying through there like Superman. And he puts the Trojans on top 1-0. Beautiful cross by Kopchak. First of all, the hustle to keep that in. Just at the goal line, gets it back onto that right foot. And a laser beam of a cross. Dramble makes it 1-0. CWNC with 33 minutes and 57 seconds to play in half number 2.
And that was just well executed here on the near side. A cross that had enough power on it, enough length. And Dramble came out of nowhere, shot out of a cannon, full head of steam, literally, with his head, and was able to pinpoint that right into the left side of the net.
And now the Trojans on the attack again as Braden Wills works it ahead. Now Kearney in deep. Taken away there neatly, though, by Matt Taliani. Taliani gets it up but not out. This ball knocked down by Springdale. Hustling play here for Nick Taliani. And now getting very physical with Kopchak. And they almost started fighting right there. Really got tangled up. Pushing, shoving. And let's see what this is going to end up being. They're both going to be walked over to the sideline. And it's a yellow card for each of them. Oh, no. Just for Kopchak. No, for both of them.
Yep, for both.
So Taliani will sit down. Kopchak will sit down. Justin McClafferty will check in for Springdale.
In for North Catholic, number 5, Sam Major.
And checking in for the Dynamos, junior defender Sammy Major.
You talk about the physicality in that game between Moon and Mars in the girls contest right before this one. This one's starting to get a little chippy. Now this one's chippy. It's not so much physical, but
right.
that was unwarranted for sure. From
well,
both
it just
sides.
seemed like they were both had kind of reached a boiling point. And then they were like, wait, we can't do this. They both were like, yeah, it was a bad idea. So they'll both have a breather, chance to cool down. Augustine in midfield has his pocket picked neatly by the Dynamos, trailing 1-0. Springdale trying to do something they really haven't had much success with here tonight at all, and that's generate a little bit of offense. Barch out of his own end, chips this ball high in the air, and the Trojans will chip it right back to midfield. Knocked down there by Mitchell for Springdale, trying to go around Kearney. Mitchell will chip it down the near wing. And right there again is Rivetti. Send it right back out to midfield. And again, Milas with a big collision. He and Zach Liberati. And Liberati looks like he's not feeling it right there. Looks like he's feeling his head. I don't think it was his head.
I think this was your Class A. Sell the call as much as you can.
No, that was that was the wrong place to get hit.
Was that what it was?
Yes.
Is that okay?
They'll chip this ball into the box off the free kick. And that's going to go wide of the far post, and the Trojans will get a goal kick coming up, and then a little bit of nice sportsmanship there between Kearney and Mitchell. Right about the midfield stripe. Hey, it's all good. We're good. Let's go. Rivetti in his own end for CWNC. Chips it ahead. Right to Kearney. Kearney will drop it off there for Braden Wills. Wills to Doherty. Trying to work that triangle. Couldn't get the good right foot on it. It'll be taken away by Mitchell. Mitchell will try to change the point of attack, but it's off the melon of a Trojan right to Milas. Milas in midfield has his pocket picked by Liberati. Drop it back for the Dynamos defensively, trailing 1-0, 31-26 remaining in regulation. And Highmark Stadium at Station Square. Rivetti ahead now for Braden Wills. Wills surveys, now comes down the near wing with speed, with space. Wills left foots it to the top of the box, controlled there. Out top, Milas, left foot, bad angle shot, and it's going to go wide of the near post as he tried to spin it back. And it'll remain 1-0. Cardinal World North Catholic, good opportunity there for the Trojans.
Well, he had a strong shot off that left foot. It just was way left of the net. I think, as you mentioned, he tried to put that spin on it to have it come back. It just didn't have it.
Tracked down by the Dynamos in the midfield area. They're working ahead far side. Demore gives chase, but he's not going to get there because Danny Lynch is going to send it wide. Ball comes loose out near the top of the Trojan box, and it's taken away. Madonna's got some space now. He'll go to work. Looks behind him. That's Milas, I should say. Works ahead for Kearney, but that's too strong. Do they keep it in? No. A throw in coming up for the Dynamos as we get down there. 10 minutes gone in half number 2. Springdale throw in, far touchline. Trojans will track this ball down. Milas, left foot chip into the box. Kearney's in, but again can't get there. Pass a little too strong. And a goal kick coming up for the Dynamos.
Well, the Dynamos are doing a good job of shutting down Kearney because, I mean, he's had one opportunity in front of the net, but other than that, really hasn't, shined the way that he has all season long with the 51 goals.
Goal kick. The Dynamos will track down the loose ball, send it into the Trojan zone. Doherty, though, will track it down for the Trojans. Ahead to Milas. Milas, nice little touch pass as you try to get Dramble streaking through. Comes right back to Milas. And you work it on the far side. Stop. And left-footed chip shot there. And again, just a skosh too strong for Dramble to have an opportunity to cross that ball. And a goal kick coming up for Springdale. And Panza will go back here and unload on one as we get inside 29 minutes to play in regulation. Don't forget, tomorrow the championship weekend continues here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Soccer all day and night here at Highmark Stadium at Station Square. Volleyball all day and night over at Baldwin High School. Kearney with a right-footed shot. It's going to be deflected wide and generate a goal kick or a corner kick for the Trojans. I think Kearney's going to just stay there and take this corner. Indeed, he will. You've got Braden Wills at the near post. Down low, Dramble at the near post up high, and instead he goes to Doherty up in the middle of the box. Comes way out high to Milas. Milas pulls the trigger on a blast that goes wide of the far post.
Back in the game for Springdale, number 25, Nicholas Taliani.
Nick Taliani will check back in after serving his sentence for his yellow card dealings with Bryce Kopchak. A lot of traffic on the Fort Pitt Bridge in both directions for this hour of the night. Braden Wills trying to track down Taliani. Rivetti will come over and cut him off at the pass and then mishandle that ball and generate a corner for the Springdale Dynamos.
Corner kick for Springdale.
Yeah, that excites the bench and the fans here. They need something to wake them up.
Heading over there to take it will be Zach Liberati. Chance for a set piece for the Dynamos, and there just hasn't been much in terms of anything for the Dynamos. As they try to go to work here, Liberati with the right foot. Sends it right to the waiting arms of Keaton Jennings, who jumps up and takes it out of the sky and punts it immediately back out toward midfield. All the way back to track that down for the Dynamos goes Brogan McCutcheon. He cannot control. Trojans will get it right back. Opportunity here for Doherty jumping in on the play. Top of the box, Kearney. Kearney, right side. Looking for help from Dramble. They'll go way back out high and try to reset the offense. Working there was Ben Esser. Kearney in the box, can't get to that. And this ball will be chipped across the box over toward Braden Wills, but cleared away neatly by Taliani. Dramble deep in the corner, goes 5-hole, goes around another defender. He is in. Dramble in deep, bad angle shot. Deflection save made by Zolnerzisk. And it'll be a throw-in coming up for Cardinal World North Catholic. Boy, Dramble went around two defenders like they were standing still.
Well, Mitchell for Springdale was down on the far end. He was knocked down by Nick Milas, who was around him. He spent, I'm not exaggerating, probably 15 seconds stretching out Mitchell.
This ball in the box and controlled and finally cleared by the Dynamo defense ahead to Mitchell. This ball will be chested down, controlled by Rivetti. Chipped the ball ahead for Wills. Braden Wills trying to keep it in down this near wing. And he will cross it with the left foot back out to the top of the box. Milas has it. Drops it for Doherty. Doherty goes to the far side. Pulls it out. Now back to Milas right at the top of the box. Taking off his feet. And we're going to get a whistle. And a free kick coming up for the Trojans. Some kind of crazy bug attacking me. I know Jess Levo's like, there can't possibly be a bug. It's 5 degrees. There are bugs in here. It's warm, Jess. Milas and Kearney again both stand. They both survey the ball just at about 20 yards away. Milas with the right foot into the wall, comes right back to him, and it's chipped away by the Dynamos. Off the head of Madonna. Madonna for Braden Wills, but he can't get there. Taliani will track it down for the Dynamos. Ahead to Mitchell, right back to Taliani. Beautiful two-man game as they work their way down this near touchline. But Milas will finally jump on the loose ball, and Lynch will clear it away for Cardinal World. Ahead to Kearney. Kearney now down the near wing, head man pass. Augustine stops. He's in deep, slipped though on the turf because it's cold and a little bit wet. Lost his footing and it cost him. It'll be a goal kick coming up for the Dynamos. Zolnerzick told Logan Panza, you come on back here and kick this. And Panza does. Madonna plays it off his head. Comes right back to the Dynamos. And now Mitchell can't get around Braden Wills. Mitchell will retreat in his own end. And then a big collision between he and Kearney into the bench. And that was well out of bounds, but no whistle forthcoming. Mike Mitchell just now getting back up. And you talked about him stretching before. Now he's limping badly as he walks back onto the pitch. Kopchak will check back in for Cardinal World North Catholic. Dramble a chance to get a breather as he comes to the near side in the green neon shoes. To a nice round of applause from the Trojan fans. Braden Wills throws it into down the near wing, headed away by the Dynamos, but it comes right back to Milas. Milas splits a pair of defenders, gets himself some space with that right foot, chips it down into the box, looking for Kopchak. Big collision between he and the goalkeeper. No whistle will play on, and this ball is going to go out of bounds, far touchline. Throw in coming up for the Trojans. And it's heading over there to take it will be Bryce Kopchak. Into Milas, far side of the box. Milas now, left foots this ball. Down deep. Dynamos had it, lost it. Braden Wills, Ryan Augustine in there fighting for it. That ball's loose in front still. Kearney will turn and pull the trigger with the left foot. And it goes up onto the roof of the building behind the goal down and to our left. And a goal kick coming up for the Dynamos as checking back in comes Jared Demore. Goal kick will be out to the midfield stripe. Rivetti chips it over everybody right to Madonna, and he'll chip it to Milas. Milas will change the point of attack to the far side. They work it into Augustine. Augustine, nice touch pass right to Milas, top of the box. Trying to feather one down through to Braden Wills, but offsides will be the call here against the Trojans.
Yeah, once again for North Catholic, I mean, we've seen this utter domination on offense, but I mean, they just can't seem to hit the net. And every single time they get something developing, they either miss the net, they lose that opportunity. And here they had, they had an advantage as they were storming down. It just happened to be offside.
Panza with the kick out of his own end. Knocked down there. And the Dynamos trying to track it down. Now they'll just volley back and forth. Rivetti chests it down and then finds Braden Wills on the near wing. Left foot from Wills ahead to Kearney. Kearney with the defense backing up. A little right foot. And he goes across to Doherty. Doherty pulls the trigger, and that shot is deflected. Good job defensively in front by Alex Barch. To get a chest on that ball. Took enough off of it for Zollner to come out and punt it away. Way back in his own end. Esser plays it off the melon. Work it back out toward midfield, but they turn it over. The Dynamos send it right back in. And again, a turnover by Springdale. And ball ends up on the right foot of Milas. Milas on the far wing. Drops for Kopchak. Kopchak coming back to the near. Doherty will drop it back for Rivetti. Rivetti right down the near hash. Kearney controls. Right back to Rivetti. 20 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in regulation. Madonna goes to his right with space. There are currently 9 guys behind the ball for the Springdale Dynamos. That's what you talk about parking the bus defensively. Here in the box, Augustine pulls the trigger on a blast. What a save by Zollnerzik. Augustine heel kicked that to himself in space, turned around and got everything you would want on a right-footed boot. But Zollnerzik diving out and extending the right arm, and he makes the save.
Yeah, he just saved his team yet again. I mean, this score could have easily have been 2-0, 3-0, and that stellar goalkeeping is really keeping his team in this game.
Wills off the throw-in. Doherty out high. Doherty to Kopchak. Over his foot, he'll have to retreat out to midfield to get control of that and now work it back ahead. Kopchak. Far side of the box, trying to work it back out high. Looking for Ryan Rothermel. Rothermel cannot get it to him. It'll go all the way back into the Trojan zone, but quickly Rivetti changes that point of attack. Get it ahead to Kearney. Kearney back out high for Rivetti. Rivetti stops it. Left foots it down to the top of the box. Braden Wills. Little touch pass from Rothermel. Now Kopchak lets it go between his legs. Stops on a dime far side. Works through a pair of defenders. Crosses in front, and Kearney hammers it home to make it 2-0. Gardner World North Catholic. Kearney gets the goal, but credit Kopchak with incredible footwork. Splits the pair of defenders, and then he just rolled it across. And Kearney wide open to finish. It's 2-0 Trojans.
Well, Kopchak once again setting up another one of his players. Kopchak was responsible as well for the Dramble goal. And Kearney was wide open here on that near side right, parked right in front of the net. Not a single Dynamo around him. And that was just a stellar pass. Great individual effort by Kopchak there on the far side. Made a couple men miss and then found his lane. And just a beautiful pass. And Kearney, all he had to do was just barely put his foot on it, and it traveled nice and easily into the net.
2-1 or 2-0 Trojans. After losing here last year, looking to take home a WPIAL championship and really sitting pretty right now. Kearney in deep. Can he track that down? No. Over the goal line and a goal kick coming up for the Dynamos. But now Springdale trailing 2-0, and you can't keep 9 guys behind the ball trailing 2-0.
Yeah, this defensive strategy needs to turn into an offensive strategy at this point, especially with just under 18 minutes to play.
Panza bangs into Augustine out high, and a whistle coming in, a free kick coming up for the Trojans from about 28 yards out. Come near side. Braden Wills gets it to himself in space, and it's going to be a corner. Just a tough spot right there for Nick Tagliani. And a corner kick coming up for Cardinal World North Catholic, up 2-0. Kearney to do the honors from the near corner, down and to our left as we look at it from the press box at Highmark Stadium at Station Square. Right foot to the near corner, headed away by the Dynamos. Panza there. And Springdale will send it back out toward the midfield stripe. Good hustle by Taliani, but a throw in coming up for the Trojans once they get the extra ball off the pitch. Danny Lynch down into the box, Ryan Augustine. Augustine banged off that ball, but it comes back out to Doherty. Doherty has it taken away by Mitchell. Mitchell booms it to the far side of the pitch for the Dynamos, but it's played there by the head of Ben Esser. Right back to Kearney, top of the box, turning, shot, and that's going to go wide of everything. As we get down to less than 16 and a half minutes to play in regulation. Rothermel plays it with the Melton. It comes right to Braden Wills. Wills with the right foot going right to the top of the box, trying to thread one through to Kopchak. Can't get that done. Doherty will chip one down to the corner. Kearney will keep it there. Now surveys. Now crosses. And it's headed away by the Dynamo defense. Rothermel plays it back out high for Wills. Wills will drop it way back for Esser. Now to Kopchak on the far wing. 2-0, Cardinal World North Catholic. Here's Augustine in the box. Trying to go around a Dynamo defender, and it's going to be another corner for the Trojans, and things are heavily leaning in the way of Cardinal World North Catholic right now.
Yeah, they're just, at this point, with a little over 15 minutes to play, 2-0 lead, they're just going to try to possess the ball as much as they can. And you still see some offensive opportunity, and they possess the ball pretty much the entire game. But at this point, you're just trying to, work the clock out.
Exactly. How about Kearney walking over there? He could have been helping an old lady cross the street as he walked to that corner. This is to the top of the box. Kopchak can't control it. Rothermel will track it down for CWNC. Nice spin move out high. That'll get the Trojan fans fired up and pulls it back down along the near wing. Goes to his left, loses a defender, chips the ball high into the box. The header from Wills still in front. Augustine turns and fires with the right foot, but that goes high over everything. But how about Rothermel? A couple of fantastic moves. They actually, Springdale Dynamo defenders falling down.
Yep. Had him looking silly, didn't he?
Doherty will get a breather. Boy, he has been splendid for the Trojans here tonight. Here they come again on the attack. Milas down the far wing. Stops. Keeps it in deep in that far corner and then gets whistled for holding Springdale's defender. And a free kick coming up for the Dynamos. Down around 14 minutes remaining in regulation. Panza shoots it up that far wing to the midfield stripe, right to Kopchak. Goes out of bounds off of Springdale, and a throw-in coming up for Kopchak. He'll survey. I'll go right down that near wing. Springdale had it, lost it. Comes right back to Augustine, top of the box. Augustine chips it ahead for Rothermel, but it's cleared away. Nice job defensively there by Matt Taliani. Send it back out toward midfield. Rivetti there to track it down for the Trojans. Working around the other Taliani. Rothermel, touch pass to Braden Wills here. Wills works to his right. Fires one into the box looking for Rothermel, but that pass a little too strong. Cleared away by the Dynamos, almost up into the bleachers. Luke Madonna with the throw-in. He'll just drop it there for Rivetti. Rivetti comes in. Chips one into the box. Once headed twice and then just wide of the far post. I think that was headed by a Dynamo again and might have been an own goal had it snuck inside that far post, but it goes wide and a goal kick coming up.
It almost seemed like Kearney saw it coming and he acted like he was going to hit it with his head and then kind of ducked out of the way the last second. I think that did throw off the goalkeeper.
Panza sends it out to the midfield stripe. And it'll roll out of bounds, far touchline down toward the Monongahela River, the railroad tracks, and the Dynamos get a throw in Cardinal World territory for the first time in about an hour and a half. They have just not spent much time down here. And here is CWNC in their own box. Turning and firing is Ben Esser. He'll spend it wide of the far touchline again, the Dynamos in the offensive zone. And it's taken away by the Trojans. They'll quickly get it back up to midfield, but unable to control it. Another throw in coming up for the Dynamos, as Alex Barch will throw it in from that far touchline. Quickly, Rothermel had it and then lost it. It comes right back to Mike Mitchell. Mitchell ahead for Nick Taliani. And Taliani hesitated. I think if he just turns and goes after that ball, he has a chance, but he turned and kind of looked at it and then decided he should go, and instead it'll roll over the near touchline. Throw in for the Trojans. Madonna will come over and do that. Headed down by Springdale, but out of bounds off the melon of Liberati. So another throw in for Luke Madonna.
For North Catholic, number 19, Justin Koenig.
Justin Koenig will check in, the senior defender, for the first time tonight for Cardinal World. Madonna just hammers one into his teammate, Milas. He's like, what's that all about? He just right-footed blasts from point-blank range right into the side of Milas.
That's a hard shot, too. That wasn't,
and it's cold.
Wasn't easy, yeah.
That ball hurts in the goal. Rothermel heads this down, but it comes right to the waiting foot of Mike Mitchell. Mitchell Italiani sends it to the top of the box for the Dynamos, trying to generate an opportunity here down 2-0, but they can't do so. Kopchak will head it back the other way. Augustine trying to trap it down. Working ahead to Kopchak down that far wing. He's still got Kearney to his left. Kopchak around a defender. Gets it back out, and it's cleared by Springdale out near the 40-yard marker. Out to Mitchell. Mitchell for the Dynamos. Heading back the other way. Works it ahead for McClafferty. Trying to get it back to Mitchell, but it's taken away by Koenig. Koenig with left foot down the near wing for Kearney. Kearney's got Augustine out in front. He'll send him the through ball down the near wing. Augustine will stop, drop it back here. Koenig pulls the trigger, blocked. He gets it right back. Try to feather one up to Kearney, and it's cleared away. Good hustle play there defensively by Zach Liberati for Springdale. Here's Milas with that loose ball. Back to Kearney, top of the box. Chip to the far side, Kopchak. Left foots it down to himself. He's got space. Now he surveys. Comes back to his left. Left foots it into the box, looking for Rothermel. It's a little too strong, and a goal kick coming up for the Dynamos as we get down inside 10 minutes at 9:08 on a rolling second half clock to play. Rothermel will chest this down to himself after first heading it down. Now he chips it through the box, looking for Kearney. And turning and clearing it away is Alex Barch. Zach Liberati working on that far side. Left foots it up that far wing. The Dynamos control in the midfield area. Brogan McCutcheon spins, but he loses it out of bounds. Throw in for the Trojans. Right to Rothermel. Rothermel chips this ball again to Augustine. Just inside the top of the box. Taken away and then cleared away by Matt Taliani. All the way out to midfield. Mitchell heads it down for the Dynamos. Works it ahead for D. Moore. Has his pocket picked, and it comes right to Milas. Milas in his own end. Heads to the far wing for Kopchak. Knocks it down, controls. He's got space, got a back defender backing up. Now Kopchak to Kearney. Just inside is Augustine. And it's cleared away by the Dynamos. One more time. Chip it ahead there for hustling McClafferty, but he can't get there. Huge collision on the other side. And a Dynamo remains down 7:44. They will stop the clock with 7:42 to play and get a trainer out here to look at the Springdale Dynamo. We'll take a break while they do. 7:42 to play. CWNC on top by a score of 2-0. It's the WPIAL Single A Boys Championship game only here on the all-new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDrivesYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
Trib Live has a little something for everyone. Sports from high school to the pros. News from across the street and around the world. Arts and entertainment, lifestyles, opinion, weather, photo galleries, video. You can even find your next job, house, and car. So look alive, Pittsburgh, and get the news you want and information you need all in one place. TribLive.com. TribLive.com. News and more 24/7.
Back at Highmark Stadium at Station Square as the injured Springdale Dynamo gets up off the turf. Brogan McCutcheon, and with some assistance, walks back towards his sideline. I think a big collision between him and Danny Lynch over there. And I'm not certain, but Lynch might have gotten a yellow card there. As he was shaking his head like, no, I didn't do what the official was signaling, like there was a big push involved. In any case, Lynch comes off, McCutcheon comes off, and he is, he's getting some help, but he's at least smiling. He's waving to people in the stands, so that's a good thing if you're a Dynamo fan. Remember, both of these clubs continue on in the postseason of the PIAA tournament coming up next week. The Cardinal Whirl leads here 2-0 with 7:42 to play. We'll blow the whistle and get back to the action. Free kick for the Dynamos. Logan Panza right foots it into the box. Headed in the air and comes right back down to Rothermel. Working up that far wing. Kopchak. Headman pass here. Unable to control it are the Trojans. It's just Justin Koenig loses that. Rivetti will handle it for Cardinal Whirl North Catholic, but he needs that ball out of bounds near touchline. 7:18 to play in half number 2. Throw in coming up here for Mario Liberati. Ahead to Nicholas Taliani. Logan Panza sends it toward the top of the box. Justin McClafferty can't control. Bryce Kopchak will come up with that ball, working ahead for Rothermel. Rothermel trying to work against Panza, and he falls down. And Mike Mitchell tracks down this loose ball, but he has his pocket picked by Koenig. Koenig ahead for Kearney. Kearney, a little jump trap there, and it was a thing of beauty. Now he's got speed down the near wing. Stops on a dime. Goes back to his right. He's got a lot of space. 25 yards out. Pulls the trigger on a blast. Stays low to the ground, and the save will be made by Zolnerzik, who hammers it all the way back deep into the CWNC zone. Going back to track it down and headed is Ben Esser. He heads it wide. Throw and come up for the Dynamos. Trying to work quickly before the Trojans can get back defensively. And they chip it out of bounds. Throw in coming up for Cardinal Whirl. Milas drops it for Kopchak. Midfield, right back to Milas. Into the Springdale zone. Milas got a little space. Comes to his left. Work it to Koenig, but Koenig trying to chip it to Rothermel and tripped it by everybody. And Mike Mitchell with space coming back the other way for the Dynamos. Work it down on the far wing. Dynamos trying to get it into the box. Cleared away by the Trojans. Back out for Kopchak. Kopchak now turns on the afterburners. Now stops on a dime. Changes the point of attack for Koenig. Near wing. Koenig left foots this ball ahead. Working for Kearney. This ball chipped into the box, and Kearney gives chase. He's not going to be able to get there.
And for Springdale, number 13, Brogan McCutcheon.
Supposed to be an 18 on that Trojan roster. Nothing on any roster up here with an 18 on it. Kopchak will come back out. Although battle in the midfield stripe, Mitchell comes up with the ball for the Dynamos. We get down inside 4.5 minutes to play here. Madonna heads it in his own end for the Trojans. Ahead for Doherty on the run. Doherty far side. Dramble. Dramble to Milas. Milas crisscross. Little step over, and then left foots this ball to Kearney. And it's cleared away by the Dynamos. Coming back the other way with it is Brogan McCutcheon. So that's the good news if you're a Dynamo fan. Not only does your season continue after this, but McCutcheon appears none the worse for wear. And bodied there is Liberati, and it's going to be a free kick coming up for the Dynamos. But they need 2 goals, and they've got 3 minutes and 40 seconds to do that. Almost got one right there. Mitchell with a blast, and almost overrunning that was Keaton Jennings. He was able to stop and reach up over his head and stop that from going into the net. This is knocked down by Kearney. McCutcheon will chip it back toward the Trojan zone. Knocked down by Italiani, left-footed shot, and that's going to go wide of everything. Keaton Jennings will knock it down and then pick it up and roll it up the near wing. Koenig works it ahead to the midfield stripe. Taking it away there is Nick Taliani, but it goes out of bounds off of him. Throw in coming up for Rivetti and the Trojans. Inside 3 minutes remaining in regulation. No, they'll switch that. Throw in coming up for Taliani and the Dynamos.
Oh, you mentioned Jennings. We haven't heard his name in a while, haven't we? Still really no great chances for Springdale offensively.
This ball cleared away by Doherty. Played there by Logan Panza in midfield with the Mellon, but Rothermel ends up with the ball. Here comes Dramble. Can't get around Logan Panza in that midfield stripe. Luke Madonna will head it down for CWNC. Back along the near wing. Less than 2.5 minutes to play. Kept in neatly there by the Dynamos. Chance for Taliani, but he can't get around Doherty. Boy, Doherty, the tough defender for the Trojans. Cardinal Whirl works it back ahead. And Panza will come over in a big-time collision. They'll play on. Panza's down. Milas with the ball. He goes to the far side. He's got Dramble on the run. Dramble, right foot to the middle of the box, diving across to intercept that crossing pass is Zolnerzik. And it remains 2-0 as we get inside 2 minutes to play. And Panza's going to have to limp off here. Doesn't want to put much weight on that left foot. Checking in his stead will be Sammy Rezatarski. Koenig will come in, and Ben Esser will get a break for the Trojans. Down around 1:45 to play. Springdale trails at 2-0. Dynamos in desperation mode. Down the near wing, Taliani. Great job to keep that in. Now he'll send it back to the top of the box. Mitchell tried to get it to DeMore, who tried to head it down. Can't control it. And the ball is loose in front. And almost a shot for the Dynamos on goal. But it's cleared wide.
That was Doherty right there.
Yep. Over the far touchline. This time Madonna sends it out of the box. Tracked down there by Dramble. And cleared by Lynch. Out to the midfield stripe. Now Kearney turns on the Jets. He'll come back to the middle of the pitch. Looking for the cross right now. And it's going to go high and wide over everything. I'm going to say that number 18 is Nate Paris, who's listed on this roster as 17, just because that's what I'm going to do. There's no 18 on. There's three different rosters up here. None of them have an 18 on it. This is knocked out of bounds. 30 seconds remain before the Cardinal War North Catholic Trojans complete a mission I'm sure that they set last year when they lost on this very field, and now return to win the WPIAL championship. Kearney to Milas. Milas has it knocked out of bounds by a Dynamo. A corner kick coming up with 10 seconds to play. Milas will try to work up the set play. No, he'll just kick it, and that's going to do it. The celebration is on. Cardinal World North Catholic, your 2017 boys single A champion. Final score 2-0. Don't go anywhere. Post-game show coming up, along with a scoring summary and the medal presentation. Just Levo's going to come inside here and get warm. You're listening to WPIAL Championship Soccer, only here on the all-new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games, plus we highlight the night on the Trib Live Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
Back at Highmark Stadium at Station Square, it's a final. Cardinal World North Catholic over the Springdale Dynamos 2-0. Time now for the scoring summary with our man on the booth, Rob McKinney.
Well, it really wasn't a productive first half for either team. Some chances for North Catholic, but the Springdale defense was strong, and so was North Catholic's defense. So the first scoring came at the 33-57 mark in the second half. It was Dramble from a header, or who hit it in as a header. It was a cross from Kopchak, who was absolutely lights out in terms of assist and setting up his teammates, and that was the first score for the Trojans. Later on at the 18:34 mark in the second half, Kearney was able to notch his first goal of the championship contest and his 52nd overall, thanks to a Kopchak pass once again. So Kopchak set up both scores, and that second goal was good enough for North Catholic to come away victorious 2-0 in this game, and they are WPIAL champions. You mentioned last year they came up short. However, this year they have won it all in the WPIAL, and they're looking to do the same at the state level. Both these teams will travel to the state level next week.
Both of these teams will play on Tuesday. Cardinal World North Catholic will play at noon on Tuesday against Port Allegheny. That game will take place out at Moon Tiger Stadium. And the site and opponent still yet to be determined for the Springdale Dynamos, but the time will be Tuesday at 8 o'clock on Tuesday night for the Dynamos as both of their journeys continue in the PIAA tournament. That's going to do it for us. A fantastic job from our dear friend and broadcast partner, Rob McKinney. Great job as well from Just Levo. She's a gamer, standing out there freezing to death. Thanks to all the folks here at Highmark Stadium at Station Square for their hospitality. And thanks most of all to you for listening to WPIAL Championship Soccer, only here, and watching Championship Soccer only here on the all-new Trib Live High School Sports Network. Good night, everybody.
You have been listening to exclusive coverage of the 2017 WPIAL Soccer Playoffs at tribhssn.triblive.com, sponsored by AstroTurf, by Carlow University, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Dollar Bank, by Chick-fil-A Robinson, by WQED, and by Trib Total Media. You can follow the 2017 Boys and Girls Soccer Playoffs and all the fall postseason action every day by logging on to www.tribhssn.triblive.com. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.